All of the following glitches are restricted to furniture from the indoor set category, or ornaments placed on a surface from these sets. You are also restricted to using touchscreen or keyboard and mouse controls. At this time, it is thought to be impossible on the controller. These glitches are advanced, and this tutorial is not designed for beginners. Core concept behind these glitches relies on quickly dragging a set from your hotbar into the void. So, let's start by lining up the set with a clear pathway to the void that your cursor or finger can flick towards. Please take note of the number of this set you can place. For me it is 2. Quickly drag the set into the void. It may take multiple attempts, but you'll know you've done it correctly when the number by the set reduces. The set is now clumped up at the very bottom of the very center of the mansion. It has been theorized this may be the 0, 0 coordinate. Now place down any ornament. I will be using a lamp. Turn on multi-select, then box over the set and press cancel. Do not include the lamp. The set should now jump back to the surface, centered around the ornament. The furniture is now anchored onto the ornament and may be placed out of bounds. So long as the anchor is valid, the furniture chained to it will ignore the usual placement rules. You do not need to use an ornament as your anchor, but an ornament will allow for more functional applications. For example, you can place the ornament on a surface like usual, floating the furniture in the process. And yes, you can freeze that furniture into place by using the usual floating methods. If I were to borrow an example from exterior glitches, you can imagine the lamp as having been functionally transformed into a landform or floating platform. This also means we can set cancel this furniture off the lamp. But since my anchor is an ornament, we can also set cancel the lamp itself. You may have noticed something off about this set. There's supposed to be a lamp on this table, so where is it? This is how the set looks normally. Turns out the lamp is actually still stuck at the bottom of the map. So we will need to multi-select and delete it so it stops soaking up our precious load. This is because any set that comes with an ornament on top of a surface will leave that ornament behind after performing this glitch. So please be aware of this and delete any garbage ornaments left behind. Ornaments not on a surface will be fine. So let's put what I've taught you into practice. Let's say I want to put this bookshelf far enough into the wall that it creates this pattern. Please also take note of the ornaments on this table. This time I will be using a rug, and I'll show you why later. I'll start by removing the items from the set that I don't need. Do you remember how the ornaments were supposed to be here on the table? When I take away the table, the ornaments that were supposed to be on it will also go away. Now I'll move the bookshelf into position. But what if I don't want this ugly rug here? We have to keep it around because it's anchoring this bookshelf, but I have a trick to show you. Because most rugs are so thin, lowering it will easily cause it to hide out of sight. Unfortunately, lowering my anchor made the bookshelf lower too, so now the baseboard of the fontaine wall is clipping into it. I can fix that by raising the bookshelf using set canceling combined with set sinking using the Cimer floor to compensate for when the anchor sinks. If you didn't know, Cimer floor allows sets to sink when they are dragged off the edge. But since we're set canceling, that will cause the bookshelf to float instead. And if you also didn't know, swapping to Inazuma flooring is an easy way to get the rug to sink in my example, since I'm swapping back to using the Fontaine floor, which is higher up and will cover the rug. Now it's perfect. Please note, you cannot generate replica IDs when your furniture is out of bounds. So please be aware of this. Out-of-bounds ornaments do not apply to this rule. Although you can replica ID so long as your furniture is actually within a different buildable area. However, please note that placing furniture outside of the room it came from will cause that furniture to disappear when the door closes. Since the main hall and corridor do not have doors, furniture which originates from them will never disappear and can always be seen from anywhere in the mansion. I'll show you what I mean. As you can see, the shadow of the furniture remains even after it disappears. So please be aware of this. Now I'll give you an example of using this glitch to perform interior load skipping. If you didn't know, load skipping means borrowing load from a different area to place items visually into another area. In this example, I will be borrowing load from the main hall. The load in this room is red, and I cannot place this stage. Thankfully, there is a set which has this stage. Once more, I will remove the items I don't need. I'll need to set cancel this stage pretty far to get it into the position I want in the other room. And once more, I will sink the anchor rug out of sight. Mission accomplished. You can queue up multiple sets to be chained to one anchor at a time. However, this is the only time you can put multiple sets on one anchor. That's because you can never retroactively anchor a set to an item that had already been placed. Have you ever noticed that there are two different types of rotation circles? The rotation circle for ground furniture lays flat on the floor. But the rotation circle for wall decor lays upright against the wall. The idea is to use this difference to our advantage. You may have already guessed it, but this time I'll be using a wall decor for my anchor. The set is now anchored to this painting and will follow it around anywhere, including upside down. Once you are happy with the angle, you can simply drag it onto the floor. Now you can rotate it again with the flat circle as usual. At this point, the tilted fireplace will now behave the same as any other fireplace would, with the exception of ornaments now reacting to the slanted surface. Let's take another look at a different example from this set. If I tilt this couch to an angle that is too extreme, it will no longer allow me to place it on the floor. I have a trick to get around the rotation limit, but please keep this in mind for now. Now I'll be demonstrating an anomaly that is not well understood yet. Notice how the blue outline is straight on this couch? But the other couch has a slanted outline. Furniture with slanted outlines will always adjust themselves after pressing save. In particular, they may always try to snap to an upright 0 degree or upside down 180 degree position. They can also decide to tilt in strange directions too, though. I'll show you with a different example. I believe this is caused by furniture being reluctant to tilt on a third axis. I don't exactly know how to prevent this, so for now just be aware that pressing save may adjust the angle of some furniture, so it at least won't take you by surprise. Also, you can float furniture directly off the wall using the usual floating methods, even in a tilted position. Alternatively, you can pull them away from the wall using multi-select. Just don't forget that the moment you detach something from its anchor, it begins to abide by the height limit and rotation limit rules again. Here is a visual demonstration of the rotation limits. It's not completely accurate, but may help you visualize it. Primary inaccuracy is that small furniture has no rotation limit for some reason. Now I'll show you my trick for getting around the rotation limit. You'll need to use the Secret Research Lab set. And you'll have to anchor it to a wall decor. Now remove everything except the table. Now place down the set which has the furniture you want to rotate to the limit. We'll need to anchor this set to an ornament. I'm only going to use the fireplace for this example because you already know how the fireplace looks at the rotation limits from the visual chart photos. To start, we'll have to match the fireplace rotation to the table rotation because furniture does not like being spun on the third axis. Because small furniture, including these plates, don't have a rotation limit and the fireplace is anchored to these plates, we can now ignore the limit. It'll be more difficult to hide this anchor compared to a rug, but I would recommend placing it underneath something else already in your build. Since turning a rug upside down makes it look invisible, you can create mostly invisible walkways using this glitch. This only works for certain rugs, though. If you're struggling to drag a set into the void, you may not be doing it quickly enough. The motion needs to be very fast. PC users can also try immediately tapping left click as soon as they finish dragging. It is normal to need multiple tries and practice. If your set does not jump to your anchor, simply remove the set with multi-select and remove the failed anchor. Afterwards, you can try again, but use a different furniture as your anchor this time. It is also possible to use a companion or an animal as your anchor, though that makes the furniture turn invisible. It's not known how or if this could be useful. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful for you. This method was discovered by myself and Ether, also known as you. Although we also had help testing from the Discord server we shared this to. Please consider joining the Society Discord, whose experiments channel discussions are responsible for most of the content in this video. We would love for you to join the conversation. While I'm happy to share my knowledge to those who will be excited to use it, please don't overly spread this information around to very visible and high traffic areas. We don't want this glitch to be patched, so please be careful. That is also why this video is unlisted.